Hi, I'm Magdalene, and this is Bruce, and it's so hot where we are that the command strips holding her up stopped being sticky and she fell. Sorry, Bruce. She'll be back up someday. I can't decide if it's a bad omen or not, but I think it's up to me, and I've decided that it's not. Okay, let's talk about astrology. So, yesterday I mentioned that Mercury is going to be entering Leo and pretty much immediately coming into an opposition with Pluto, which is rough. Another thing that it's doing immediately upon entering Leo is it's forming a trine with Saturn and Neptune in early degrees of Aries. Trines are flowing supportive aspects, but it really depends on what planets are involved and what their agendas are to determine, like, okay, is it in support of something we want? Saturn and Neptune in Aries definitely has some warmonger tendencies. Aries is the sign of the warrior. It's also the sign of your impulse. What's the knee-jerk reaction and like your first thought when something happens? And usually that first thought is not always the most diplomatic one to go with. Saturn is limits, repression, or oppression. And then Neptune is transcendence of limits, like this kind of, there's like a spiritual rising above or moving past whatever Saturn is like very solidly bringing to the table. So Saturn and Neptune together are pretty contradictory energies to begin with. Saturn is actually in fall in the sign of Aries because Saturn represents, again, holding yourself back or holding yourself to a certain standard of behavior. And Aries doesn't hold itself to a standard of behavior. Aries does what feels right in the moment. Fuck tomorrow. With Saturn and Neptune together, I also think about Saturn being an old traditional structure, and Neptune is like the waves lapping at the structure and slowly eroding it until it can't stand up anymore. A disillusion of structure, a disillusion of boundaries is one way you could look at the Neptune-Saturn situation happening in Aries. Mercury enters Leo on Thursday the 26th, trines Saturn on Friday the 27th, trines Neptune on Saturday the 28th. So late this week and this weekend, you might notice themes of loud communication from leadership or talking points that are in support of some kind of destruction or disillusion of a structure. You can also think about the reverse, though. Destruction or like impulsive breakdown serving to support our understanding of a leader or of leadership. You can also ask yourself, how are the people or the roles that those people fill, that I look up to, that I idolize in some way, informing my understanding of who I am? Have my values changed, or has my understanding of the world I live in changed enough that messages that I once would have totally taken at their word or believed without a second thought now ring false? Based on where we are right now, I would be especially observant of talking points that are being introduced into your consciousness right now. What agenda do they serve? And is that agenda in alignment with your values right now? Is it in alignment with your continued survival and safety and the survival and safety of the people you share this world with? And the survival and safety of the world itself. Just some things to keep in mind this weekend. I hope this was helpful or interesting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, you can click the mushroom and check out the site listed. Good job today. Good luck out there. Stay cool. It is dangerously hot.